All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to Hazmat Corner here at Station 7. Today we're going to talk about rolling out the Mike and Mike spray gun disinfectant equipment that we're putting into service this week. First off, we're going to talk about the chemicals. We'll talk about the spray gun and assembly itself, and then we're going to go over and demonstrate real quickly how to apply the sprayer on a person, deconning a person, as well as deconning engines and medics as well. So real quickly, the chemical we are using, the solution we are using for a decon is going to be Decon 7. The Decon 7 is it's a military product that's been out for about 10 years, or about almost 20 years, a little over 20 years now. And it was designed for chemical biological warfare. It has since been evolved and put into the commercial market. The chemical itself is non-toxic, non-corrosive, as long as we don't shoot it directly onto our electronic equipment. We'll talk about that here in a little bit when we talk about deconning medic units and that sort of thing. The chemical, again, is Decon 7. If you want to Google it, they use it in everything from biochemical warfare and deconning during that. They also use it for food production and sanitizing things like eggs and other kind of farms and that sort of thing. So it's totally safe for us to be using. Please keep in mind that anything that from the hazmat team or anything like that we'd be pushing out, we take that into consideration, and we're making sure that it's safe for all of our people. The sprayers that we're using was something that Mike Wyman and Mike Pinkston kind of put together, and each station, each medic unit anyways, will be getting a sprayer to be used on their air pack. For real quick, the sprayer part comes with, it's going to come in a box. The box will include a paint sprayer, a hose. The hose will have a regulator. We're utilizing the regulator about 40 psi to get a good mist. So everything's pretty well preset right now, but just if you're looking at it, that's where you want to be in, is at that 40 psi mark. So we've got the regulator, the hose, the paint sprayer. Then each kit will come with 2 solution bottles. Right now, the next solution we're going to use, it's the next generation, will have a third part, but there'll be additional information coming out once we get to that point. But right now, currently, we have 2 solutions. So what you'll do is make sure you have 1 black and 1 clear bottle. All you're going to do is spin off the tops, dump those into the spray bottle. I have connect up the air sprayer to the hose. And then we're going to have my assistant come on over here real quick, and we're going to talk about hooking this into the air pack. A couple different ways you can hook it into the air pack. These will hook into either the buddy breather, buddy breather system, or the system with the HUD's display. Mike's going to demonstrate just for this. We're going to keep it up here. That way Mike can also kind of keep an eye on the pressure gauge here, and he's ready to go. Go ahead. So right now, anytime we're deconning anybody, we want to be on either an N95 or an APR. So Travis is going to, let me turn you on here real quick. Oh, you're on. Travis is going to come in here. So we've dumped the solution into the gun. Only use 2 bottles at a time. So these 2 bottles at a time, and once you run out of that, if you need more, then obviously add more. Travis just came out of a house. He needs to be deconned. So he's going to come out. He's going to put his arms out. So we're going to liberally spray Travis all the way up and down. One big thing is you can spray the APR, Travis's APR that he's wearing. Just do not directly shoot into the APR canisters into the side.
Feet up.
Making sure to get all the nooks and crannies, including the bottom of the feet, obviously. So at this point, the dry time, the dry time for the Decon 5 is 5 minutes. As soon as this chemical dries, it sits on that suit for 5 minutes. There's no need for rinsing. Obviously, if you feel more comfortable and you want to rinse off your suits to reuse them, you can do that. But at this point in time, after 5 minutes, everything has been killed and his suit is 100% deconned. Just two things real quickly we've noticed with kind of current operations going on. We just want to remind some folks. We want to remind on taping. Just remember on taping any sort of junction where you might have, where your suit meets your gloves, where the suit meets your boots, and especially one big, go ahead and look up if you can, underneath the neck here as best you can. Get this suit, obviously this, we need to get under here, and once he decons, we want to really make sure after he takes all of his mask off and his APR off, we want to wipe down, especially down in your neck, and as well as around your head, and that kind of thing like we talked about earlier. So, gloves, washing off your gloves, again.
Rub them together, rub them together.
There you go. So, making sure to get every little nook and cranny, the hands, fingers, feet, and then we can now start going through the decon process like we talked about earlier. Thanks, Travis. So, when it comes to the medic units and decon spraying this in the medic units, same procedure. We'll have whoever is going to be operating the spray gun in either at least an N95, and they're just going to be going around and spraying the interior of the medic unit. One big thing is within the medic unit is to make sure that the door is closed to the front cab, as well as either duct taping shut the compartment door that goes into the electronics that's behind the driver's seat. We just want to keep this chemical off the electronics. It will corrode those, but other than that, it's not corrosive to anything else. We just want to keep it out of the electronics. So tape off that. This chemical is safe for everything from, like I said, any sort of fabrics, hard surfaces, anything and everything it's good for. Eventually, when we get the foggers, we'll be using the same solution in the foggers to be able to decon the stations as well. If you have any questions, feel free to give anybody in the hazmat or any hazmat tech, myself, or any one of the EMS supervisors a call. We're more than happy to answer your questions.